Hi everyone and welcome back to Civilization 5 Co-op with Quill18 and me, Marbozir. We're back in our
Hey,
game.
folks.
Not doing so well right now, actually.
It's a little bit rough. I mean, I still like your start a lot, generally
Yeah.
speaking, even though you've got a lot of barbarians. And as you pointed out, this is the strangest Pangea map ever.
Yeah. It doesn't even
I-
look like Pangea. I had to double check that this was in fact Pangea, and it is.
It is possible that somehow the map script broke and it just made
Yeah.
two different continents. But maybe there's a little spidery, snaky kind of connector between the two somewhere.
Yeah, there probably is. This marsh tile right next to the crab, I'm not sure if this is the end of that continent. I think it's leading further east.
Oh,
If I
that's
look
probably
really
true.
close. Yeah, if I zoom in, I think it leads further east. So that's probably the connection. But it's a very strange map. Also, I'm probably paying...
Oh my
Yeah?
bastard! Shoshone moved. Arrgh. All right, so between episodes, people didn't see, there was a misclick where I moved my worker accidentally, but I was like, oh, it's fine. The horseman won't be able to reach because the pathfinder is in the way. Well, apparently that is not the case.
Oh, that's
So now I've lost-
Pathfinder.
Yeah, because it was like, oh, it's going to be zone of control. The
Yeah.
horseman's not going to be able to reach. Nope. And
Yeah.
now there's an archer coming in, so...
Yeah, that's because AIs move first and then the barbarians move. So what happened is he moved out of the way and then barbarian captured your worker.
Yeah, I'm so mad.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I gotta keep the archer here for now. Oh, god damn it. This is awful.
I'm also actually going to drop into negative happiness for a moment, which I almost never do. I've probably been paying even less attention in this game than I normally do. Due to the format we're doing it in, I'm focusing a lot more on
We're chatting, yeah.
our actual discussion than on the game. So, philosophy is done. Which means, what are you researching right now?
I
If
don't know.
anything?
Let's see here. We got here. I might have to get up to construction relatively quick, which makes me a little bit unhappy because it would be nice to develop my economy a bit more. And I will want sailing at some point, but I'm not going to be settling quite yet.
Yeah.
I think I would like construction.
Yeah, let's go for construction then. So, I got 2 archers now. Hopefully that
no.
will be enough to defend myself against the barbarians.
If I kill this horseman, the Shoshone are going to steal my worker. This is just like 17 different kinds of awful.
Yeah,
In fact, they might just kill him anyway.
Yeah, you're
because
right.
That horseman is super low.
that's actually worse, because then you won't be able to get your worker back.
Well, I might have to just buy a tile to box in the Pathfinder out of spite.
Nope, he moved away.
All right.
I think the AI is very unlikely to attack other units with scouts. And that's the reason why the AI didn't consider doing that.
Oh, look, I can return this worker to Byzantium. No. That one's mine.
Yep.
I don't care what it says on the label. Another policy. I don't want to grab oligarchy at this point. I would much prefer grabbing monarchy because I should get a little bit of money from that. And some bonus happiness.
Yeah, bonus
You wouldn't
happiness.
open up... Yeah, it's pretty good. You wouldn't open up another tree at this point. I don't see any point in getting aesthetics or patronage or...
Yeah, definitely
certainly
not.
hiding. Yeah.
There
I'll
are
get the
some
monarchy.
rare situations where I would consider opening other trees. So, for example, if you have to start an early war and you think a great general from Warrior Code will make a difference between winning or losing, then I would consider getting Warrior Code early on. But other than that, probably not. But the nice thing about Warrior Code is not just that you get a great general, is that your great generals are earned faster and you get a bonus to melee unit production. It's actually a great
It's a very
policy.
good tree.
I often, or I sometimes, go for honor purely for Warrior Code, and I don't really get anything else in there. I often don't even get military tradition, maybe until the late game, because the thing about opening other trees is you obviously want to get tradition finisher, but then you want to open rationalism as soon as you enter Renaissance era, So that doesn't
Right.
leave you with a lot of time for anything else on the way.
Now, do you know the trick to use workers and things to spot barbarian encampments in the fog of war?
No, I don't think so.
If you try to move your worker to a tile that's got an enemy unit,
Ah,
it'll
yeah,
turn
yeah.
red in the fog.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I actually don't
Yeah.
do that, but I know what you're talking about.
I've never done it before, but in this game here, I'm like, nope, spite.
Yeah. I'm actually getting a lot of barbarians right now. As a direct result of not really having any neighbors. It's not something that I ever worry about on Deity. Because AI is just so good at dealing with barbarians on Deity that it's rarely a problem.
Yeah. Now, I think I'm going to start a settler now. I do still have to clear out that barbarian encampment, but I've got 2 archers and a warrior, so I should be okay. What else would I build? Barracks? No. Granary? No. Walls? I will potentially want walls. I usually am not a big fan of walls. I'd rather build more units.
Yeah, I usually only get walls if I predict that city will get attacked.
It does add a lot more hit points.
It does.
So I could build the mausoleum of Halicarnassus, and I do have a lot of stone and marble. I don't usually consider it to be a very strong wonder, but also the AI doesn't tend to focus it, but it's been available for a while now, that masonry.
Yeah. It can give you a nice early game gold boost.
Yep. It's only 12 turns as is.
But on the other hand, it always sucks losing wonders.
It really does.
And for example, Theodora does have stone near her cities.
So it's likely that she might go for it.
Decide to build it at some point.
At this point, would you consider building temples for the extra faith? My inclination is no.
Probably not this early, no. A little bit later in the game, yeah, but not this early.
All right, well, what I think I'm going to do is I might sneak in the walls now. The other alternative is I could be building some archers with the idea of upgrading them to the composite bowmen.
Right
But
now,
I don't think I have quite enough money for that.
Right now, I will probably start thinking about when and how to declare war on Attila at some point, because if you can attack Attila and actually take Kizil, you could liberate that and get a very nice city-state ally.
That'd be wonderful, yeah. Well, I am going to try to sneak in 1 settler to the north. Although, do I have the happiness for it, really? I could just go full aggro. It seems crazy, though. I don't think I could possibly build enough units to take on Attila.
Yeah, well, I would wait until after education, but you can start building up an army before you get to that point. Because you will obviously need a fairly strong army to actually take on Attila.
All right, well, I'm going to put up a settler. We'll see.
You're still planning to start that city to the north, right?
Yes, I got a settler on the way now. Well, being constructed now.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I could probably start doing that.
This is seriously the most barbarians that I had on Deity in a very long time.
Oh, I should be hitting west, actually, to see if I can connect our continents. Stinks that we're so far apart, but it looks like... Who is Attila? Attila and Korea is over here. So no one is close to their partners in this game. That makes me very happy.
Oh yeah, that's definitely good. I didn't even look at that earlier. But you're right, the AIs are all over the place, the teams. Imagine if Theodora was teamed up with Attila.
Yeah, actually, I think that Sweden and Pocatello might be really close to one another, because there's a Swedish spearman in the territory that I believe belongs to Pocatello.
Yeah, oh yeah, I see it.
They're probably in the middle.
They are probably pretty close to each other then. But they are not an immediate threat.
No.
And another wonder is gone. The barbarians are actually doing damage to my city, which is something that rarely happens.
Oh, they've got their composite bowmen. Yeah, but they're not going to be able to take it.
Yeah,
They do prevent
they
you from
won't.
improving territory.
Yeah, I should actually get more workers right now. This has not been a good opening for me. I had a fantastic start, but I didn't really take advantage of it very well.
I find it interesting. You're building a stoneworks in Marrakesh, but you only have one stone resource. That's still good enough, you feel, to improve?
It's mostly for the extra happiness. It can be quite nice. And every extra hammer in the early game can be quite important.
Sure, that makes sense. Alright, I'm very close to taking back my my worker.
Right
My
now,
actual worker.
I would normally be building a settler right now to start a third city, but I decided to go for National College before the third city. And it would be very safe to get a settler right now with all these barbarians around here.
That is interesting. Maybe that's something I could have done. Oh, no, my paper maker's not done in Shanghai yet. Am I going to have enough money to buy one? I won't. Actually, I'm going to be screwing myself out of my national college here with the timing, because I'm not making an income. Ooh. All of a sudden, I'm not happy.
Oh, you're in the negatives.
Well, no, sorry. Me, Quill18 is not happy. My civilization is
okay.
at +6 happiness.
Right, and that's with your marble pillage.
Yeah, no, I'm the happiness there is fine. So I'm going to expand, and that is okay, but it means delaying my national college just by virtue of the fact that I'm going to have to build the third one. I'm not going to be able to buy it, which is normally what I like to do. Yeah, it's disappointing.
Well, we're about to get construction, so that's composite moment.
Yeah, and since I can't buy the library, I'll probably upgrade the archers to bowmen early, and then hopefully still that barbarian encampment will be there so I can make friends with Wellington. Yeah, they still have the mission. Oh, what are they doing on my borders? Although they could also be on Byzantium's
Oh hey,
borders.
I actually got to pick a pantheon. I totally forgot about that. Not a lot of good pantheons still available. Actually, Desert Folklore is available, what? Seriously?
It's really strong.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that's available. Hey, I'm going to grab that.
Oh, there's Sigtuna. Okay, so it looks like Sweden is blocking the choke point between the two semi-continents.
Yeah, looks like it.
All right, this warrior's going to stay here for fog besting.
I wonder if that's the only place where the continent is connected. It might be connected somewhere to the north, maybe.
So what are you researching now? Or
We
what
should
should we
probably go
research?
for civil service. But
For the pikemen or for the bonus to the farms? Primarily. Like, what's the incentive?
mostly for the bonus to the farms, to make cities grow faster, but it's also required for education. But
Now, by default...
I'll grab shopping first, just to be able
Yep.
to build camps.
And then...
And then
need
probably
currency.
mathematics, currency, horseback riding, all of that.
Yeah, like currency in that order. Trapping, mathematics, currency.
Yeah,
Because markets and mints are pretty good.
Do you actually need camps anywhere? We could go directly for currency. I don't
I
think
don't
I
need-
need camps.
I don't need camps, and I
let's
don't
go
need a
directly
circus.
for currency and then get shopping.
Into horseback riding.
So
Yeah, all right.
mathematics, currency, shopping, horseback riding, drama and poetry, civil service.
Sounds great to me.
And then education. Some people
Oh.
sometimes like to go for metal casting. I think I've done it in a grand total of one game. It can give you a decent production boost, but yeah, delaying education is almost never a good idea on Deity.
Moroccan have started to worship desert tiles.
I only have one desert near my capital, but I have lots of desert near Rabat.
It's fantastic. Attila declared war on Byzantium for free. Like,
Oh,
or
nice.
just did it on its own.
So that will keep him busy.
All right, you're done. You can come and do something over here. Actually, well, no, that's fine. Settler, go over there.
So one thing about multiplayer is that the AI tends to be quite passive. And it's definitely the case here. They won't initiate diplomacy, which makes it a little bit awkward.
Oh, I hadn't really put two and two together. Yeah, you're right.
They will mostly only do it to declare war on you,
That's very kind.
from my experience.
I suppose I should sell some horses. Hey, Theodora. What's the conversion rate for horses to gold per turn? They pay slightly more than one? They don't pay 2 per.
I think it's 45 gold for 1 horse on standard game pace, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so that would be 1.5 gold per turn each.
I think you can get 2
that.
gold per turn for 1 horse on standard speed.
Well, she wouldn't give me 8, but she did give me 6 for 4 horses. I didn't actually try 7 though.
I think you can actually trade 1 horse for 2 gold per turn multiple times on standard speed.
Oh, really?
Which is a little bit cheesy, and I don't really ever do it myself. But I'm 99% sure that it's actually possible and it would work.
Let's repair.
I still didn't get any quests for these barbarian camps. I guess the city-states are a little bit too far away, unfortunately. I thought Yerevan would be close enough, but it doesn't look like it. Oh well, maybe another time.
Oh, Yerevan's way over there. Yeah, that's weird. You are really isolated.
Yeah, this is one of the more isolated stars that I had on Deity. It's weird. I expected to have a neighbor much closer than this.
Oh, okay, Korea jumped in. Right, of course Korea would be in on that war.
It's a shame I don't have more good production tiles near Rabat. That library is taking a little bit too long.
Ooh, 44 turns? Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, I'll switch it to production once it grows to pop 4, but still, I don't really have too many good production tiles nearby.
That'll be a bit of a problem with my 3rd city as well, although it can work the sheep relatively early, so that's alright.
And another thing about my location is that it would be really easy to turtle down, because of all these mountains.
Oh yeah. Looks like Adrianople is down at half health now, so it's almost certainly going to fall.
Yeah. Especially with that battering ram right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even have a wall. The battering rams are really strong against cities with no walls. That's one part that makes Attila so dangerous. He likes to spam these battering rams. And they do a ton of damage to cities. Same reason Assyria is very dangerous. The siege towers can also do a ton of damage.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize in my game where I finally ran into Assyria that the siege towers couldn't attack units. So I spent all this time maneuvering in combat against them, and then like people in the comments were telling me, you know that can't actually hurt you, right? Oh, god damn it.
Also, one little trick that not everyone knows, I suppose, is that if your improvements are 1 turn away from completion, you can just click your worker, then click the order again, and it will be done on that turn.
Well, it's going to be done on that turn anyway. When you hit the end turn button, the workers...
Yeah, but then you can actually do a trade with the AI, for example, for some gold.
That's right.
So
okay.
I finish my copper right now, and I can sell that copper to the AI.
That's one thing I hadn't considered. I thought, well, you know, it does help. You can lock the tiles, but I guess you could lock the tiles anyway.
It's not a huge difference, but on Deity, every little bit can count.
Mm-hmm. Well, soon I'll be able to get a second cotton hooked up, so that'll give me something to trade finally. Shanghai, it's not going to expand in the direction that I would like to get those dyes, which is too bad. So I'm going to let Gangju grow to size 2 as fast as possible, and then I'm going to try to work as many hammers as possible to finish that paper maker.
Sweden already has 35 gold per turn. That's quite a lot at this stage of the game. On turn 71? Wow.
Must be selling a lot of resources.
Yeah,
I guess it could be trade routes, but...
The AI often gets massive income on Deity. Fortunately, it's not very good at using that gold efficiently. Because otherwise it will be much harder.
I'm gonna rebuild my caravan here.
In one of my games that wasn't using any mods, I had an AI with something like 60,000 gold. It was crazy.
Chinese warrior. Well, I found, especially in the old version, vanilla, they used to do that a lot, and it made it very hard in the late game to bribe city-states. You'd get someone with like, 60, 70,000 gold just sitting around. They could just buy anyone they wanted. Because I think they didn't have upkeep, so they didn't really spend it the same way.
Yeah. I'm actually glad that Diplomatic Victory, which I hate that name by the way, because it has nothing to do with diplomacy, but I'm glad it's much harder to get now. Because one of my problems with the earlier iterations of Civ 5 is that Diplomatic Victory was so easy to get that the AI getting it was often a big problem.
Yeah, they would just win, and there was really nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, exactly. And it often prevented you from reaching the late game, which is really a shame. It's still a bit of a problem with Scientific Victory. One of the things that I dislike is that you rarely get to use units like the giant death robots, for example, because on Deity the game will be generally over by the time you can get there. But at least the Diplomatic Victory is not really a concern anymore. And I'm glad
it's much more
not.
manageable. Alright, time to pull back with my ranged units, protect Beijing. Which I think if they're... Oh my god, he burned down the city.
Oh, he did. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Attila AI is more likely to do that because they raise cities at twice the normal rate. So that's probably why.
Well,
but I didn't expect him to do that.
I'm quite happy because it doesn't make him any more powerful.
Yeah, true. And now you can actually settle that location yourself.
I could.
It would be a little bit risky. But you
Actually
don't really
tempted on-
have anywhere to expand to.
Yeah, I could go north to that wine. Like,
Yeah,
sort of
that's not
tucked
a
up
bad
near
location.
Wellington. It's a little further
would-
away. I'd be inviting someone to come back in and resettle this instead of me. I mean, it's a very, very passive move.
I'm
Kind of a
actually
big
not
chicken.
sure where I would settle around that composite bomb of yours. If you wanted a coastal city, you would have to settle on top of a resource. This
Yeah,
is
there's a lot of that
interesting.
going around.
On the other hand, settling too close to the wine would make a pretty bad city. There's too much bare desert around there.
Yeah, I suppose I can go and investigate a little bit more. There might be some good stuff.
It would almost make sense to settle on top of the cotton.
Oh, by the river there. Yeah, I like that spot.
That would be a pretty good city.
Now, I would still get the cotton in terms of trading and happiness resources, yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be able to improve it, but that's okay.
You would get stone to the south, you would get stone to the west.
Yeah.
You would still have atoll to the north.
No, I like that a lot.
This is a pretty good location. And it would have pretty high population potential.
And we'll see what will happen because I'm not squeezing out another settler quite yet.
And because it's so close to Beijing, you could connect it with the road very easily.
And cheaply.
For only, what, 3 gold per turn?
And with the growth, it would be big. It would get a lot of value.
Yep. I would almost definitely settle right there. Alright, so... I still need 11 turns for that stupid library. I'm almost considering settling that third city after all. And just buying a library in there. And I think I'll do that actually.
What the hell's going on here? There's some really weird thing with my interface. It's... What?
What's that?
Oh, wow. Well, you can't see my screen, but it's not letting me lock the tiles that I want to lock. I mean,
yeah.
maybe it's just a visual problem, but...
That happens sometimes when cities overlap. You can try resetting tiles into cities and then reassigning them. It sometimes happens if you, like, reassign a tile from a city to another city. Did you do that?
Yeah, it's possible, one of the cow tiles. It's not the one I'm trying to set. It's like one on the opposite side, but I
Try
see. And
resetting both cities and then reassigning them. That might
Yeah.
work.
It's fine now. Yeah, resetting the capital seems to have done it. So thanks. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
Yeah, it rarely happens, but I had that happen in one of my games. It was very irritating. Especially because I like to just lock everything manually. Right, so I'm actually going to settle my third city before that national college. I changed my mind. I should be able to get enough gold to just buy a library in there.
Yeah, that's very helpful if you can do that.
I will get another copper soon, so I can just sell that to the AI.
I'm worried that the Huns are going to turn their attention to me now.
Yeah,
There's
probably.
nothing I'm going to be able to do about it.
Well, you just have to get more defenses.
Yeah.
You could consider building some forts on these desert tiles.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. I don't think I've ever built a fort.
I very rarely build them, but I had one game where I basically built a line of forts towards my most aggressive neighbor, and it definitely helped me to defend myself.
Yeah, what is it, plus 50% defense?
Yeah, I think so.
And what's nice about the Kasbah later on is it counts as a fort.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes deserts not suck and just encourages even more turtling.
Exactly.
Your unique unit, isn't it like a mounted unit that gets defensive bonuses in your territory? I can't remember.
It does. That's the Berber cavalry.
Does all defense all the time.
Yep, it gets a combat bonus when fighting both in desert tiles and Moroccan territory.
Yeah, I don't know if the desert tile one comes up as often, although you will always be near desert because you're Morocco, so that'll happen. But the your territory bonus is really good.
It's actually worded very strangely, but what it does is it gives you two different promotions. One of them is Desert Warrior, which is plus 50% combat strength when fighting in desert, and the other one is Homeland Guardian, which is 25% bonus combat in your territory. But the way it's worded, it might give you the impression that you have to be both in desert and in your territory. But these are two separate promotions.
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that could be confusing.
So it's actually a pretty nice, unique unit. Not the best one ever, but it's definitely more useful than some of the other ones.
I think Morocco is a solid civilization. I don't think it's one of the strongest in the game, but it's got a neat set of things that all work together.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. And it could work with almost any victory condition. It's not a top tier save, but it's pretty solid.
I love the icon for the Droman. Sort of like fire-breathing dragon. So I've actually got an ally in Wellington right now.
Oh yeah.
Very excited about that. Makes me feel good.
Did you finish some quests there?
Yep. They had a natural wonder one. Actually, I think that's come up twice now, and I cleared out a barbarian encampment for them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the one thing I like is when you like do a quest with a city state without even trying to do it.
Yeah.
Always makes you feel good.
I'm here. I guess I'll improve that. Caravan. Go back to Wellington. Although, if I went to Kaisel, I could get 6 science per turn. Also, that would decrease the likeliness that they'd attack me just by a tiny little bit, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They take that into consideration?
Yeah. The AI does take that into consideration. It always checks what it stands to lose as a direct result of a war declaration. So one of the ways to make it less likely for your neighbor to attack you is to spam as many trade routes as possible with it. I've done it before. It can be risky if it does declare war on you after all.
Then you lose everything. Yeah, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to send it their way. And all those beakers is very hard to ignore. Wow, that mausoleum is still around. Wow, I should have built it. Although, I don't know. I should have built lots of things. I think I'm going to build some walls right now. Because I'm more paranoid about just losing.
Yeah. It wouldn't be too hard to defend that location because you can just fortify behind the river if it comes down to that.
Yeah, I don't like how flat it is, but the river at least helps. Alright, we're working that. We are 21 turns away from the paper maker. Oh, finally it's going to try to expand to the sheep. Thank you very much. Shave 5 turns off there. You know what? That's okay. How turn? 10 turns? Yeah, we'll just take this. Okay. That'll do just fine.
Well, the wonders are actually spread out between like all the AIs, which is something I rarely see.
No, it's nice
usually,
when that happens because
yeah, it's usually
you don't
one
have
AI
person
or two AIs spamming a lot of wonders. That's not the case here.
Well, with the walls and oligarchy and all that, Beijing will be able to pack a punch. I always forget about how those bonuses would all stack together.
Yeah, with like 2 or 3 ranged units, it should be pretty easy to defend that. Especially because AI tends to be so stupid when attacking cities. Sometimes what works, and what I sometimes do myself, is like focus on melee units only, and the AI will just insist on attacking that city, even though it has no melee units. I had situations where I had a city that was sitting at 1 hit point, but the AI had no melee units left near that city.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it was just basically invincible. It works really nicely in choke points. Mostly
Well, that's the
because,
thing, with 1 unit per tile, it's really done a lot of cool things for Civ 5, but the AI does not know how to deal with it.
yeah, unfortunately. But I definitely like 1 unit per tile more than stacks of Doom in Civ 4.
Yeah, well, again, you know, the combat is a lot more fun in Civ 5.
yeah.
But I do like just the management aspect and just throwing huge stacks of units. But again, I'm someone who plays EU4, right? Like, I'm just going to move these 20,000 units from one province to another, and that's my turn.
Yeah. I definitely wish AI was better at unit management. Maybe in Civ Beyond Earth.
Maybe. I mean, one thing that's improved in Civ 5 as well is the embarking makes it so much better at doing, like, overseas conquest.
Yeah.
It's still bad. The AI is still bad at it, but it's not apocalyptically bad because it doesn't have to deal with transports.
Actually, AI improved after some patches, I find. Because originally in Vanilla Civ 5, I never really had AI attack me across the sea. But in Brave New World, I had that happen quite often.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's a lot more aggressive and it can plan those attacks out a lot better.
Well, Museum of Halicarnassus is still available.
Yeah, I know.
And I can build that in 9 turns.
I clearly I should have built it.
I don't think I will, because I have so many other things that I also need to build.
I don't know. I'll
But
finish
it's
the
so
walls.
tempting.
I'll finish the walls and then I might do it.
Okay, I guess Theodora didn't build it because Attila was attacking her.
Yeah, she had
That's
other
probably the
concerns.
reason. And the other AIs don't have stone, I guess?
I guess
They would
that's-
have built it by now. Very strange. Oh, okay, Korea actually settled a city fairly close to me, but I wouldn't have settled that location anyway. Alright then.
Go scout.
I'm having some second thoughts about settling that third city. My economy is not amazing. I'm only getting 9 gold per turn.
Hey, when did I start getting 14 gold per turn all of a sudden? 13 from the output of all cities. Oh, because for a while there, I don't think I was working some of the tiles that was giving me extra gold. No, I'm not even sure about that.
You never rebuilt that caravan, did you?
No, I did. I've sent it over to the Huns.
Okay. Well, you're probably getting at least few gold per turn from that.
Oh yeah, something like 5. And it also represents a 25% increase in my science output.
So that's pretty much it, because I'm getting 9 gold per turn with pretty much nothing gold focused.
Yeah, what I always hate is when I annex a puppet state, and then I forget to change it away from gold focus. Alright, let's go see who this is. Riga! Nice to meet you.
So I think this might be a good moment to make a cut.
Sounds good to me. This is actually a pretty good episode. At the start we were saying, oh man, things are rough, but
Yeah,
I
I just
okay.
noticed a wounded barbarian horseman to the south of my capital. I don't even know where he came from, but that's fairly irritating. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching.
See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.